Mosquitoes make or break a holiday. Why they are attracted to some people and not others. The people who they detect first are
If you're trying to hide your scent, why don't you just cover yourself in Lynx Africa?
start taking a week before you go on holiday.
That is a sensational tip. A hair dryer, it will get rid of, I don't know how it works or why it works, but it works.
Oh, I'm going to Italy in a week. I will try that. I'm going to say something that I said to a girl at a wedding this weekend, which changed her life on holidays.
Is it true that weeing on a jellyfish sting works? Hello and welcome to No Appointment Necessary. My name is Cherry Healey, and if you're listening and not watching, I've got my holiday outfit on, and
I
you'll
just
know
say-
why soon.
You look like Madonna in La Isla Bonita.
Do I?
Yeah.
Was she on holiday in that?
You had like a Spanish red dress on.
Right. And I got what are these starfish earrings?
Starfish
in?
earrings.
There we
Very
go.
holiday.
I've really dressed for the episode. You've got a fabulous shirt on.
Thank you. This is like, it is French actually, so it is a bit
Oh, it's
travel-y.
got holiday-ish.
Yeah.
It's got beautiful embroidered birds. It's so pretty and gorgeous.
Thank
and
you,
they've got the
thank you.
French name underneath the birds for those
do.
that are listening.
So I am Dr. Amir Khan. I am normally in my surgery wearing scrubs, but today I'm wearing a French embroidered shirt in London for this podcast, No Appointment Necessary.
I think that's my favourite shirt that you own.
Thank you,
It's
thank
really hard to choose. If you are watching on YouTube, hit subscribe. But if you're listening or watching on Spotify, Apple, give us a follow, because otherwise you'll miss stuff and that will be sad.
Yes, and if you want to send us questions that we can answer, you can either do it via the email, which is in the show notes, or you can do it on Facebook in our community group. And there's loads of you there now sending us questions, which we love.
So holiday season is fully upon us, whoop, whoop, which means sun cream, optimism, ignoring your
Aperols.
emails, Aperols, a bit of day Aperol, and
Day
then
Aperol.
some delicious red wine. And do you know what? My holidays are so about kind of really early nights now.
Oh, I
It used
love
to be
it.
about partying. Now
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like waking up with the sun.
Yeah, and doing a bit of exercise in the morning and then really enjoying it. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh
We're
my gosh.
Adult holiday.
That's it, isn't it? Good food, good company, good sleep, good book.
Oh, that's the best holiday.
What are
The
you reading at
best.
the moment?
I have just finished a book, which everybody's reading, but I've just finished it. It's called Yesteryear. It is quite possibly one of the most relevant books to read.
I'm reading The Escape Artist, which is about Auschwitz.
I've heard of it.
That period of history really fascinates me. No Appointment Necessary book club. Join it. Who knew? This week's check-in is all about travel health. So lots of handy travel tips to keep you feeling safe, happy, and come back with lots of fun memories
Yes.
and not a big hospital bill.
Exactly.
But first,
This episode is brought to you by the Independent Pharmacy.
now we've all been there. You've got something on your mind, something a bit personal. The last thing you want is the 3-week wait just to talk to someone about it. And that's exactly where the Independent Pharmacy comes in.
As a doctor, trust matters to me, and the Independent Pharmacy is a fully registered pharmacy run by qualified healthcare professionals. Their online pharmacy covers over 90 conditions and 1,200 treatments, including hair loss, weight loss, erectile dysfunction, menopause support, and skin conditions. You complete a quick online consultation, a qualified clinician reviews it, and your treatment lands on your doorstep with next day delivery. No waiting rooms and no awkward conversations necessary.
As listeners of No Appointment Necessary, you can get 15% off your first order. Head to theindependentpharmacy.co.uk. That's theindependentpharmacy.co.uk. And you can use the code NAN, which is capitals NAN 15 at checkout. Minimum spend applies. There's a link in the show notes.
Small changes every day make the biggest difference to our health. Linwood's milled organic flaxseed blends are high in omega-3, which helps maintain normal cholesterol levels.
But that's not all. These little seeds are also bursting with fibre, protein and other essential nutrients to help keep you feeling your best.
And the best part is you just have to add 2 tablespoons to your porridge, yogurt, cereal or smoothie, which is what I do in the morning, for an easy, nutritious addition to your morning routine.
I put mine in my yogurt with like nuts and all sorts.
Ooh,
Delicious.
nice.
Kind of just gives it a bit of extra oomph.
Yes.
Linwood's is available in all major supermarkets, health food stores and online at linwoodshealthfoods.com.
Make a better start every day with Linwood's, proud sponsors of the No Appointment Necessary podcast.
Woohoo.
Yes.
You can use the code NAN20, that's NAN20, to get 20% off all the Linwood's products on the website.
That excludes bundles and it is not available in conjunction with any other coupon codes.
This episode is brought to you by Randox Health. Most serious health conditions don't appear overnight, and many of them can develop silently for years before the symptoms show up. That's why I've been looking into Randox Health's RAN-CHIP Insight 360 test. Tell us more about it, Dr. Amir.
I certainly will. The test analyses over 250 health data points across more than 150 potential health conditions. Rather than simply telling you where your health is today, it helps track where it's heading over time. Your results are reviewed every 6 months and delivered through a personalised dashboard, allowing you to monitor trends, spot potential risks early, and make informed decisions before problems become bigger issues. The programme looks at everything from cardiovascular and metabolic health to nutritional deficiencies, hormone health, digestive issues, inflammation markers, and even certain cancer risk indicators. Rather than reacting to illness, Randox Health is helping you take a more proactive approach to your health.
To find out more about RAN-CHIP Insight 360 and how it works, visit randoxhealth.com. They've also given our No Appointment Necessary community a special code. If you use NAN15, NAN15, you'll save 15% on your test.
Just head to randoxhealth.com.
This week's check-in is all about travel health. So if you're heading away or know anyone who is about to, send this to them. This one's packed with everything you need.
It's a good one. It's a really good one. And we've got some really practical tips that will change your holidays forever. That's going to make you enjoy it. I'm going to say something that I said to a girl at a wedding this weekend, which changed her life on holidays.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Are you going to say it now within the episode?
Within the episode.
That's such a tease.
Saving it. I'm saving
because you've
it.
got
It's
to
so
now
good.
listen to the whole episode
Yes.
in order to find the
Yes.
tip.
I'll tell you when I'm about to say
Oh my
it.
gosh. This is like a treasure hunt. Now, let's start with everyone's favourite holiday friend. Let's start with insect bites. Right?
Right.
They're so annoying. They
The
can
worst.
actually ruin someone's holiday.
Yeah.
My brother's the best person to go on holiday with because he's like a barrier because they love him. I very rarely get bitten when I'm around him.
You're so lucky.
Is that true? Or have I just made it up?
So we're talking about mosquito bites specifically, right? So let's go into this because mosquitoes can, as you say, make or break a holiday. And if you're one of those people who they love, and there are people that they prefer over others, it can really be a problem. I am that person.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, I come out with the awful big red wheels and just itch and look horrendous all holiday. And there's so many people like me out there. So why are they attracted to some people and not others? So mosquitoes can actually detect you from about 50 meters away. They don't have to see you. They can detect you. And bearing in mind, it is only the female mosquito that bites you. The males will go to plants and have pollen. The females are the ones that drink the blood. But they're only doing it to feed their babies.
Oh, that's so cute.
They're like single mums on the prowl. So these single mums can detect you from 50 meters away. And the people who they detect first are the ones giving off the most carbon dioxide. That's what they look for, carbon dioxide. We breathe carbon dioxide out. Taller people give out more. Larger people give out more. People who've been exercising or drinking alcohol give out more carbon dioxide. And then the big ones that they love more than anything, pregnant women.
Oh, come
Pregnant
on.
women.
That's not single mothers together, is it?
That is not single mums together. That is not sisters.
When you say give off carbon dioxide, what do you mean? Because in my mind, that's someone who breathes, but will breathe.
But some people breathe at a heavier rate or more, give off more carbon dioxide because their metabolism is slightly different. And the larger you are, the more air you give off, right? So taller, bigger, pregnant. So
basically, hold your breath while you're on holiday, you'll be fine.
Well,
that's the best tip you're going to get today.
That is one thing they look for, carbon dioxide. And they also sense heat as well. But again, bigger people give off more heat, or if your metabolism, I'm not necessarily a big person, but I think I have a high metabolic rate and I give off more heat. So they can sense that, first of all. So that's the first thing they look for from about 50 meters away, these lady mosquitoes. And they go, right, okay, there's something there giving off lots of carbon dioxide and heat. Let's get closer. Then it gets more about your individual scent. And we all have, just as we have a gut microbiome, we have a skin microbiome that is individual to us. And lots of things influence that, what creams we use, whether we're using aftershaves or whatever. But that scent that these microbes and your body give off together then brings them in closer. And that's when they decide, you are the one for me.
I feel a bit offended that they don't bite me very often.
There's other theories as well. Certain blood type, blood group O, is something that we think they might prefer over A and B, but that's just a theory. Your skin colour has nothing to do with it, but your clothing could. Darker clothing seems to attract them more than lighter clothing as well. So if you are one of these people who gets bitten a lot, try and wear more lighter clothing.
How do they feel about red dresses?
I think that will get them in because they're thinking blood, baby.
It's like a red to target.
Yes. So all of these things combined will bring them in. Alcohol is the other one. People who drink more beer or any alcohol tend to give off more heat and more carbon dioxide.
Does that include margaritas?
It does include margaritas. I know. So that's why mosquitoes will come to you. I just want to, can I please just very briefly, because everybody hates mosquitoes, plead the case for mosquitoes.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready for this.
I know.
Whoa.
Right. So people go, well, what's the point of a mosquito? All they do is spread disease and bite people. They do that. Just the lady mosquitoes. But male mosquitoes...
Very sexist. I don't like this chat.
Oh, sorry. But mosquitoes in general are important pollinators for plants. They do spread pollen around, particularly the males. So they are important for that. So just as much as you love bees for pollinating, mosquitoes do it as well. They are important food sources for birds and bats and dragonfly nymphs as well in those areas. So that's important. And actually, did you know that this is the most fascinating thing I think about mosquitoes? And this is why I really want to say this.
You're really working hard here.
Is that they affect animal migratory patterns as well. Animals that migrate, whether on land or in air, try and avoid areas where there's large numbers of mosquitoes because they don't want to get bitten either. So animals will migrate through areas that they know are less mosquitoes. And those areas where there are mosquitoes that less animals are coming into, plants then grow there because they're not being eaten that don't grow anywhere else. There you go.
Okay, fine. Come get me. So how do we protect ourselves against insect bites?
So
specifically mosquitoes.
This is the tip I gave this girl at the wedding who's like came away going, oh my God. Right. So do what I do. So we have, if you're like me and you come up with those horrible, some people get bitten, they just get a little pinprick and they're fine and they just go, it's a bit itchy.
I've got one right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
tiny. Some people get awful big
so
red
frustrating.
hives and awful. You'll see people on the beach with big red blotches on their skin because they've had a terrible reaction. It's their immune system. They just over-responded to it. So the best way to avoid, this won't avoid you getting bitten, but it will help you reduce all that irritation and redness. Start taking a daily antihistamine a week before you go on holiday. I do that now and it has changed my reaction to mosquito bites. They're not as bad as they were and I'm not like just miserably itchy on holidays. So every day for a week beforehand.
That is life-changing, game-changing. The amount of people I know who suffer so much because they get one mosquito, but if you get 5, your whole arm could be covered in those great big red blotches.
Yeah.
And especially when you spent ages, half the fun of going on holiday is the lovely outfits that you spent ages being excited about.
Exactly.
To have a great big splodgy blotch is so disappointing. Antihistamines a week before you go on
and while
holiday.
you're out there as well, because your whole point is managing your overimmune response, and antihistamines will help do that.
That is a sensational tip.
Thank you very much. So that's the first thing I would say before you go on holiday. Then you want to prevent yourself from getting bitten. So do all the normal things, mosquito nets if you know there's mosquitoes around, clothing in the evening. Mosquitoes come out at dusk, before it gets dark. That's when they're most active. So don't just wait for it to get to nighttime and go, I better put some on. You've got to do it before the sun goes down because those girls are out. They're out. They're out. And they're looking for blood.
Out on the town and they're looking for blood.
They are like vampires because they're out from dusk till dawn, right? So they are like vampires. So protective clothing, mosquito nets. Then it's your repellent. So mosquito repellents don't repel mosquitoes. They just hide you from them. So,
Is that why they smell so bad?
yeah, they do. It depends which ones you get, right? So the most effective mosquito repellent is the stuff with DEET in. DEET is a chemical that just hides your scent and hides you from the mosquito. If you want the best type of DEET mosquito repellent, you need stuff with 20 to 50% DEET in. The higher the percentage, well, up to about 20%, the longer it lasts for, so you don't have to keep reapplying it. Above 20%, there isn't a great deal of difference. So go for a minimum of 20%, but if you are going to get higher. Don't get lower than 20% DEET though. And you probably need to reapply it every 4 hours or so. So that's important. If you don't want chemicals on your body, then you can get lemon eucalyptus oil, which is a natural thing, and you can put that, and that is effective at repelling or hiding you from mosquitoes.
Lemon eucalyptus oil.
Yes, yeah. It doesn't last as long as DEET, so you have to reapply it more. But if you have a reaction to DEET, or you don't want something as strong as DEET on your body, which is safe, then you can get that. People ask about citronella as well. So citronella is good, but it's very short acting, about half an hour. So if you've got citronella kind of candles and stuff, or burny things, then that's effective. But putting citronella on your skin is not going to last all that long.
If you're trying to hide your scent, why don't you just cover yourself in Lynx Africa?
Because that doesn't hide what it needs to hide. All it does is just add to your scent. So you're not, what you want to do is confuse the mosquito, but your natural scent and your carbon dioxide and your heat will get through Lynx Africa. It won't get through DEET.
So you could cover yourself in the most expensive perfume in the whole entire world, and your natural smell will still transmit to it.
Yeah, and remember, smell is only a tiny part of what they're looking for. It's your heat and your carbon dioxide, which are your big ones.
I run really cold. I'm always cold. Do you think that means is that why I don't get bitten very often?
Yeah. And if you ask people, who exercise on holiday, particularly in the evening, because I exercise in the morning, I imagine you do.
Yeah.
So that's different. But people who exercise in the evening are more likely to get bitten because they're giving off lots of heat as well.
Of course. If you do have an insect repellent, you have to cover yourself from top to toe.
Yes.
Can you just wear those bands that go around your wrists?
I haven't seen any good evidence for these bands that go around your wrist. I've tried them myself, thinking, oh, this is good. I need anything. All the help I can get. Didn't help me. Right. I can't say that's the same for everyone, but it certainly didn't help me. And I would go for the old-fashioned evidence-based stuff, which is DEET.
Is there anything that you can eat or drink that will help?
No.
Like if you eat loads of sweets, does it mean your blood is nice and sweet and you taste yummy?
No. Even the evidence of kind of blood group O over blood group A and B isn't that strong. So it's not that. Your blood will taste as sweet as mine. It's just whether they can find you or not.
It's like playing hide and seek, but with 8 billion mosquitoes.
Yeah, it is. So those are the things that will help reduce your risk of getting bitten. Once you get bitten, then what do you do? So itchiness is a nightmare. So keep going with your antihistamine. In the night, you might want to take a sedating antihistamine like Piriton, which will help you sleep and you're not waking up scratching. In the daytime, take a non-drowsy antihistamine. And then I always buy some hydrocortisone cream, which is a mild steroid. You can buy it over the counter and you can pop that on your bite, and it helps reduce the itch and the inflammation as well. And then just keep an eye on the bite to make sure it's not getting infected. So if that redness starts to swell or if it starts to fill with pus, then you might need antibiotics. And often we see that as GPs of people who've come back from holiday, they've scratched and then it's got infected. But most of the time it's just a pain in the arse.
Wait for this. I forgot I even knew this.
Go on.
Do you want a life-changing mosquito bite tip?
Yes.
Okay, you ready for this? My mum discovered this. Alison discovered this. If you get a hairdryer and hair dry the bite, but obviously don't burn yourself, you stop the itching.
Really?
And it works a treat.
It stops it for good?
Stops it. No, you have to do it every 24 hours.
Oh.
But it will stop. If you're going to bed and you've got that itchy one on your ankle, because I do still get bitten and they're really itchy, obviously. A hair dryer, it will get rid of, I don't know how it works or why it works, but it works.
I'm going to Italy in a week. I will try that.
Try that?
Yes.
And genuinely tell me whether it works or not. And actually, if anyone goes on holiday and tries that and it works,
let us know.
Let us know what doesn't work. I'd be interested to see who it works for and who it doesn't work for.
So there you go. antihistamines for the week beforehand, and the hairdryer if you get bitten. Perfect.
It's a mozzie-free summer.
Yes.
It's not a hot girl summer. It's not a brat summer. It's a mozzie-free summer. Can we talk about jellyfish stings?
Yes.
And can I tell you a very quick story?
Please.
I've only ever seen my daughter cry twice. I saw her cry when she got bitten by a jellyfish in the sea.
Stung.
It was stung.
Yeah.
It was awful. I had to lift her out in a 5 minutes. It was horrendous.
I can't think of anything.
I really thought that that was a very scary moment.
Yeah.
And she was fine in the end. But they are so incredibly painful.
Oh, awful.
Is it true that weeing on a jellyfish sting works?
That comes from like a famous sitcom, right? You pee on the jellyfish
Yes.
sting and it goes, no, it's rubbish. It's rubbish.
I
Let me
mean,
talk you through a jellyfish
I'm so glad
sting.
that's rubbish.
So jellyfish sting with their tentacles, and they've got little hooks on their tentacles that activate and release venom into you. That's why it's so painful. It's not just the sting, it's the venom that goes in. And these kind of the hooks are called nemocysts or something along those lines, and they're activated on the sting and release that venom. When you get stung by a jellyfish, first of all, get out the water, then try and remove these stingers from your skin as much as you can. Yeah, very much so. Try and get them out. Then you want to wash it with seawater, not fresh water, not urine. You want to get seawater. And the reason for that is these little stingers, these little hooks that release the venom, some of them won't have been activated yet and still have the venom in. If you pour fresh water or urine into them, something that they're not used to, haven't evolved along, they'll think, what the hell is this? Something's going on, release the venom. So the venom will get released. Whereas if you put salt water on to wash them off, then that's what they're used to, and that won't activate them in the same way fresh water or urine will.
It's game changing. I feel like these should be on little cards at the airports, all these tips.
Yeah.
So then what do you do?
Then it's about pain relief, because it's not going to kill you, but it is horrendous. So as hot water as you can tolerate, try and bathe the wound in that, and that just eases the pain. And then it's kind of ibuprofen, paracetamol.
Does that work? Do painkillers work?
They do work to a degree. Nothing's going to get rid of all that pain, but it will just ease it a little bit until it passes.
What about something like ice? Can you ice pack it?
You can ice pack it. The general advice is hot water rather than cold water. The issue is you don't want to ice it too much, because part of your immune response, you want the blood to flow there so your immune system can sort it out, and if you ice it, it causes your blood vessels to constrict and stops that from happening. So hot water is thought to be better in that situation.
How do you know the difference between a jellyfish thing that's really painful but it's fine and something that's dangerous?
Unless you know the specific jellyfish to where you are. For most European countries, that is enough. Just doing what I've said is enough. If you're somewhere more tropical where there might be more venomous or more dangerous jellyfish stings, I'm not an expert in those jellyfish. I would always, if your symptoms seem disproportionate to what's happened and you're having a terrible reaction, or if you just need some help with pain relief, go to the local doctors and they will know more about those specific jellyfish there.
So if you have a jellyfish sting and someone offers to wee on you, tell them no, thank you so much, but thank you.
There's
And
something weird going on. It's not about the jellyfish anymore.
That you should call the police at that point.
Ask them to go get a bucket of seawater from the sea. That would be helpful.
What about wasp stings and bee stings? My friend Lily got bitten by a bee recently and her entire foot swelled up. It was so uncomfortable. What should you do the minute you get stung by a wasp or a bee?
So, first of all, if you know you're going to have a serious anaphylactic reaction to a wasp or a bee sting, and you know that, you must do your EpiPen, which is your adrenaline pen, and get medical help. If you know you're going to have that reaction, because some people have life-threatening reactions to bees and wasp stings. If you're not that person, for a bee sting, the bees leave their stinger in you, right? That's what kills them, because they put the sting in, it hooks, it sticks in you, and then they try and pull out, but the stinger sticks there, and off they go with their entrails leaving in you, and then they die. So if you can, pull out the stinger. Pull it out and wash the wound. Bee stings are really, really sore and painful. You probably will have a reaction to it. Antihistamines, if you've got some hydrocortisone cream, stick that on as well. And then pain relief, and just keep an eye on it. If things are swelling terribly, get medical help. You might need something stronger like steroid medication to try and get that down.
But that's more of a just wait. You have to just wait
and
it
see.
out. I once sat on one in a playground while my daughter was on the swings, and it stung me through my black leggings on my bum.
Oh no!
I felt so bad though.
I know, because they're so
I know,
endangered.
they're beautiful, and they don't sit on a bee this summer. Don't be like me.
Check before you sit. And then the wasp stings less so, because they just kind of sting, release a bit of venom, and then off they go, thinking haha. And so that is just a case of washing it. You don't have to bleed it or anything like that. Just wash it under some cool water, and then the same paracetamol, ibuprofen if you want it, and just some hydrocortisone cream. The less painful wasp sting, more annoying.
This might be a David Attenborough question, but when a wasp is like, when they hover around and they're kind of doing that annoying thing, you go, the food is there, I'm here. Like, is there something you can do to stop wasps from kind of hovering around your dinner and ruining your alfresco situation?
They just want to eat as well. That's what they're there for, and they don't want you to disturb their alfresco dinner. So that is why they get annoyed at you as much.
They're
as
trying to have a romantic night.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, Susan?
So
Get
you
away.
could set up a little alfresco dinner for them a few meters away. So like some little a jam jar of jam or something sweet. What they want is sweet stuff.
Right.
So if you kind of put a little bit away from them, they might go there rather than to you, particularly if it's the stuff they really like. They want sweet stuff. So if you're eating cheese and crackers, they're less likely to come to you. But if they sense there's honey and jam there, then put a little bit away for them somewhere else where they can go to, and then you enjoy yours.
That's incredibly clever.
Oh.
Provide a dinner for the wasps.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, that's a fantastic one. My least favourite of all of the insects. Can we talk about ticks?
Oh. Yes.
I
we
dread
can
it when
talk
my
about-
cats get ticks.
Yeah, and ticks are a problem. They are a problem because they can cause serious illness as well. The one that most people will know is Lyme disease. So we'll have a think about that. So ticks are little bugs that usually like areas of long grass and woodland and those kind of things, and they do like to bite you. They often live on animals like deer and horses, and so if you're in those kind of areas, they will find you and attach to you as well. The problem isn't the tick itself, it's the bacteria that the ticks carry. So the ticks might bite you, but then they introduce the bacteria called Borrelia burgdorferi, which is what causes Lyme disease. So if you are going out walking in England, Scotland or Wales, but particularly Central Europe, so like Germany, Austria, Slovenia, those are the places where it's really, really common. North America as well, in those kind of long grassy mountain woodlandy type areas.
They're very ticky.
They're very ticky. Because people think, ticks are like a tropical disease. They're not a tropical disease. They're right here with us right now. They're in Europe. They're in North America. So
What do they look like?
They look like a small greeny brown ladybird that's just attached to you. And so you can see it attached to you. So what you're supposed to do is check for ticks after you've come back from these walks. And the key thing here is it generally takes about 24 to 36 hours of them attaching to you before they introduce this bacteria. So the sooner you get these off after you walk, the less risk you are of something like Lyme disease. So if you come back and you check yourself over and you find a tick on you or someone else, the key thing is how to take them off. Don't just pull it off. If you pull it off, it will leave part of it in there and the bacteria will be there. You need tweezers, or you can get very specific tick removal little bits and bobs that you can do. So with the tweezer, just gently twist it off and pull off. Or like I said, there are tick removal equipment that you can get. Then wash. You wash it off. If you think you've got Lyme disease, the kind of things to look out for is the first thing that generally appears is a rash. We call it erythema migrans. It looks like a bullseye rash. You've got a dark red bit in the middle and then a bit of a gap where the skin looks okay, and then another red circle. So like a bullseye. Only about 80% of people get the rash. There's 20% of people who don't get the rash. So just because you haven't got the rash doesn't mean you haven't had the bacteria transferred to you. Not everybody's rash looks like a bullseye. Sometimes it's just a red patch. So just look for something irritating around that skin area. Within 1 to 3 days, generally, you develop muscle aches, fevers, swollen glands, a bit like a flu-like illness. If you think you've got Lyme disease, or if you've been bitten by a tick, go and see your doctor because you need antibiotics. That is the way to kill the bacteria that does it. And then hopefully that's you sorted. there is long-term Lyme disease. A bit like long COVID, there's long Lyme disease as well. And this is what frustrates a lot of people. If that Lyme disease isn't treated at the time and the bacteria gets into your body, in the long term, it can cause meningitis. It can cause nerve damage. It can cause heart rhythm problems. It can cause chronic arthritis as well. Now, so that's if it's left untreated. Some people get Lyme disease treated with the right antibiotics, but they still develop this post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome where they get a lot of those symptoms, but also brain fog and all over kind of tiredness and that horrible fatigue that comes with like a chronic fatigue ME type picture. And that's really difficult to manage. And that there's a whole group of people who are just struggling through life because of that.
Do you see why ticks are my least favourite?
Yeah.
And check your dogs and your cats.
Yes,
as well.
yes.
If your dog or cat gets a tick, should you take them to the vet or can you remove them yourself?
If you feel confident in removing them, you can remove them. But I would take them to the vet. Often the ones that dogs and cats get are not the ones that will spread Lyme disease.
Right.
But I personally would take them to the vet because I'm not a vet.
I'm really glad that we've clarified that.
You'd be surprised. People bring me on my street, because I work for a lot of wildlife charities, the amount of injured animals people on my street bring me. I fixed birds with broken wings, broken legs.
Fixed them? Yeah. This is why they bring them, by the way.
Because I don't know what else to do with them. I was like, how different can it be to a human? So I can splint this.
Wing, arm, same.
And then they get released. It's a very stressful situation for me and for them, but we managed to get through it together.
That's so funny. Look, you've really made a run for your own back there, by the way.
I once had an injured fox brought to me, but I had to call a charity for that because I could not fix that on my own.
No, what was wrong with it?
It had a broken leg, and so I didn't think I could splint that because it was too wriggly. But a blackbird, I've splinted the wing and the legs, and they've managed to survive.
Oh my gosh, that's a life-saving bird.
Never saw it again. I thought it'd be like best friends. You know, like they come back and say thanks. It never did.
Who's that Disney character that comes into the window and all the birds land on her?
No, not really. They're like, oh.
No, you've got your hedgehogs, it's fine. What about stomach bugs?
Traveller's diarrhea, we call it. It's a really common thing. You know, you go abroad, you might eat something or you come across something and you touch something and then, you know, you eat something. So bacteria get into your system.
Yes.
With traveller's diarrhea, we call it that. That's just its official name. It's most likely a bacterial infection, but at the same time, you are most likely to just pass it yourself. You don't often need treatment unless you become very severely dehydrated, or if it goes on for 5 days or more, then you might need some treatment for it. But most people will sort it out between 3 and 5 days. The key thing is to stay as hydrated as possible because you're going to be losing a lot of water in those loose motions. So get your oral rehydration salts, so diarrhea or the equivalent of, because you're losing a lot of salts in your motions. You might be vomiting as well and losing a lot of potassium that way. So you want to hydrate, and then just rest until you pass it. And I know that's not nice.
So boring, isn't it? When you get sick on day one and you've got to just lie in bed while everyone else is having fun. What can you do to prevent yourself from getting a stomach bug whilst not being too much of a fuss pot, which I can't bear on a holiday?
Yeah. So when we go to like India or Pakistan, like I am militant because I've had traveller's diarrhea in India, Delhi belly, and it is horrendous. So I will only drink bottled water. And I will also check the seal of the bottled water because there is a habit of some unscrupulous vendors who kind of fill it up with tap water and then just close it tight. So make sure the seal is intact. I don't eat any meat anyway, but I wouldn't eat meat abroad unless it's been cooked absolutely through and I know where it's come from. But I wouldn't eat anything off the streets, particularly not meat. Fruit and veg, yum, but what's it been washed in? So just make sure, you know, you're getting it from somewhere where they're not rinsing it in their normal tap water or whatever, because again, it's the water that often that carries these bacteria. It's not been sanitized to the same degree that we're used to. They're used to it, we're not. And so either wash it yourself with some bottled water or go somewhere that's an official restaurant-y type place that you know that they're going to do it. And just make sure you're washing your hands regularly as well. Take hand sanitizer with you wherever you go. And just, you know, you want to taste all the beautiful food that's out there, right? But just make sure you're doing it within reason.
I always think ice is a big one as well. You know, when you get those lovely drinks on the side of the road and always like fruity and delicious and iced teas, really careful about ice.
I wouldn't.
That's can get you.
Yeah. Have it sans ice.
Yeah, have it on ice. What is worth packing in a medical kit for your travels?
That's my favourite question.
So
I'm going to
excited.
tell you what a doctor takes on his
Ooh,
travel
so
kit.
fun.
Right, this is what I would say everybody should take. So first of all, if you've got any regular medication, you need to take them. But alongside that, you need a copy of your prescription as well. Should anything happen to your medication, you need to know what you're on and what dosage that you're on as
So
well.
smart.
So make sure you take a paper copy of your prescription, both in your medical kit, but somewhere separate as well in case you get separated from that. Because there's nothing more annoying for me, and I'm just going to say this, so it's not very empathetic. There is nothing more annoying than someone coming who's been on holiday, who's coming to visit relatives in Bradford and goes, oh, I'm on something for my, and they come and see me because they've lost their medication. They go, I'm on something for my blood pressure and something for my diabetes. I'm like, but what? What are you on?
That is
like,
so me.
I don't know.
Begins with P.
And I'm like, I can't guess.
Yes, you can. And then you have to do the guessy game.
And then they like look at you like you're the worst doctor ever. What do you mean you don't know what I'm on? Even though you've never met me.
You're so uncaring.
Yes. So your medication, 2 copies of your prescriptions in 2 separate places.
Right.
If you've got needles or syringes that you need to take with you, you might need a letter to say you need to take needles and syringes on a plane because they're sharp, right? And some
Right.
planes might not allow them. So your doctor should be able to provide you with such a letter, or even having a copy of your prescription with your name and what it is on there should be enough for most airlines. Check before you travel
Right,
because
that
you don't
could
want to be
ruin your
stopped.
entire holiday.
Yes. Then the basics, paracetamol and ibuprofen.
Great.
Then think about diarrhea and constipation. So if you've got constipation, might want to take a laxative with you in case you get constipated. And you want to take something if you've got diarrhea. So diaurolite sachets you want to take. Think about indigestion as well, because if you're drinking a lot of alcohol or having lots of spicy food, that can cause indigestion. So take some antacids with you as well. Now, you want to think about your sunscreen. So make sure your sunscreen is in there. Factor 30 to 50 people. You
50.
need it.
Just go 50.
Go 50. And then all your insect repellents and whatnot. So you've got all of that in there. Then take some plasters or some dressings, some hand sanitizer. Some aloe vera gel is always a good thing to soothe a bite as well.
And
And a burn, and aloe vera gel. And some hydrocortisone cream I always recommend alongside some antihistamines too.
Can you buy that on the high street?
Yeah, 1% hydrocortisone cream you can buy over the counter, but combine it with some antihistamines and it's really good for allergic skin type reactions.
So is that the
That is
golden first aid
Yes.
kit for holes?
Yes, that is it. That covers you for all eventualities.
And if you need anything else, you need a doctor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
And that way, and you will be that person in your group who goes, 1 minute, I got you covered. I feel like that's
sad.
you.
You know it. I take great
I
joy
can
in
see your
that. I really do.
satisfaction.
There's a couple of things I need to add though, based off that chat.
Oh, like women's stuff.
Oh, no, like the
No.
hydrocortisone cream.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have that.
Yeah, you need it.
We've done a whole episode on sunscreen.
Yeah.
Can we talk about sunburn? What happens? How do you get rid of sunburn if you get it? Please don't get sunburn
Don't
when you go
get
on holiday.
sunburn.
How do you look after sunburn when it's really bad?
Right.
It happens, right?
It happens. I've had it.
It
We've
really
all had
does.
it, right? You're just busy doing
Or you're
other
on a
stuff.
boat, which is one of those places where you just get fried.
Yeah. So once you've been sunburned, the inevitable is going to happen. It's going to start to peel and then your new skin will come through eventually.
fun.
You can't stop that process from happening because your skin, the burnt skin is dead. It has to go. It has to peel off. There's nowhere else. You can't undead it. So
You could try.
it's not going to zombie back up. So it's just about supporting the skin while it happens.
Yeah.
So soothing it. Aloe vera is really good, as you mentioned before. Aloe vera gel is a really
Love.
good thing.
Put it in the fridge as well.
Yeah,
It's
really
lovely if you do
nice.
get a bit burnt.
Yeah. And then moisturize,
Right.
because the skin underneath the burnt skin is not quite ready for the outside world yet. It was hoping to have more time to cook before it came out. Because it might not have its full kind of lipid protection layer ready.
Right.
So you need to provide it with that. So lots and lots and lots of moisturizer. Cold compresses are really good as well if you've got painful sunburn. And then just stay out the sun as much as you can. You do not add to it.
So the thing about sunburn is that you get it because you cooked yourself silly, but then it ruins the holiday.
It
So just-
does.
What about heat stroke?
Yeah, so heat stroke is quite dangerous. It usually means you're very dehydrated, you've had too much heat, and your core body temperature has risen to a dangerous level. So the first thing to do is get into the shade or get somewhere cool. Drink water, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. If you're looking after someone with heat stroke and you've hydrated them, you've cooled them down, but they're still confused, they're still lethargic, they're still difficult to rouse, you need to get them to a doctor ASAP because they might need supportive treatment for hydration through a drip until they come round. But yeah, don't try and manage it yourself if they're tired, lethargic, and confused, and you're doing everything yourself.
What has happened physiologically inside you to give you heat stroke? So I've had it before. I got it in Cornwall. And it made me sick for 5 days. I had to sit in the dark and eat tinned grapefruit. It's the only thing I could stomach. It made me sick as a dog.
Yeah.
It's so unwell.
Basically, you've heated yourself up. Your core body temperature has risen, often above 39, 40 degrees, and your body just can't cope with that. Your normally bodily functions can't cope at that temperature, and so things start. It will prioritize things and not prioritize other things. So that's why you feel so horrible because your body's not working at an optimal level, and so the only way to do it is to cool, but it can take time for your body to cool down.
You really have microwaved yourself. You put yourself silly. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. For those people who are going on long haul flights or even flights of more than say 2 hours, how do you stay healthy? How do you stop yourself getting unwell on the plane?
So I would say, first of all, people worry about blood clots on flights, right? So you want to reduce your risk of that happening. Every 1 to 2 hours, you should be getting up and having a little wander up and down the plane, or doing your calf movements where you're stepping up and down on the seat, while you're sitting down. So you want to keep that blood flowing. The issue is blood doesn't like to be still; it likes to flow. If it's still for too long, it thinks something's wrong and it will form a clot, and that's what you're trying to avoid. And so moving every 1 to 2 hours is key. If you are prone or at risk of developing a blood clot, so you might have a blood clot disorder, you might have had a previous blood clot, or you might be pregnant, because pregnant women are at risk of blood clots.
Because they have more blood?
Because there's a number of reasons. Their clotting factors are different, their blood flow is different, they've also got something growing that can be obstructing blood flow in certain places as well. Only if you're at risk, you might want to consider compression stockings while you're on the plane, and that just encourages blood flow through it puts a bit of pressure on your lower legs that puts pressure on the veins, so blood flows tighter through them and it goes quicker, it improves the blood flow. You don't need to do that if you're otherwise healthy and not at risk of clots.
But they look so sexy, why would you not?
Well, exactly. The one thing you don't need, some people go, I'm going to have some aspirin before I fly because it'll reduce my risk. There is no evidence it reduces your risk of a blood clot, but there is plenty of evidence it increases your risk of bleeding. So do not take aspirin if it's not prescribed for you or not recommended to. Don't take it as a just in case I get a blood clot kind of medication. It doesn't do that. And then the other big thing, what blood loves is lots of volume and fluid. So drink water.
Right.
Drink lots of water on that plane.
One of those great big bottles of water. Try and get your hands on one of that and just down as much as you can.
It.
Also, great for your skin. Great for, planes are so dehydrating. Get yourself a massive bottle of water, down as much of it as you can.
And also you'll go for a wee, which gets you moving.
Drink a ton of water before you get on the plane.
Yeah.
Great skin, bit of movement.
And you've got purposeful movement. You're not just wandering up and down aimlessly. You're going to the loo. Yeah.
That's it. That's the trick, isn't
it?
That's it.
Avoid alcohol. It will dehydrate you. I know you're excited. Wait till you get to your destination.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not having a gin and tonic.
You can have one. No more than one. Nobody was a drunk person on a plane, Cherry.
My phone's really worried about sanitation and hygiene on a plane because obviously everything gets touched loads. But, you get the little flippy table. And how much do we need to kind of clean those down and have hand sanitizer?
I would say yes to this. And the reason, I'm not like a hygiene freak, and I do think a little bit of dirt is good. However, when people are on planes, they might have been traveling from somewhere where bacteria that you're not used to are. But secondly, not everybody washes their hands when they go to the toilet. And we know this, and it's gross. And so they'll be touching all the things that, that little twisty thing for your tray table and all of that stuff. And if you're touching it and then you're eating something, which is usually why you put the table down, right, then you could get the bacteria introduced. So I would say, yes, hand sanitizer, and do have a little alcohol wipe down.
I'm usually really not a fan of that, and I feel like sometimes people go too much and it just feels a bit prissy.
But in that situation,
is a good situation. What's your take on travel vaccines?
Be prepared. Research your area and find out what travel vaccines you need. Or speak to, there's usually a nurse who does all the travel vaccines at your GP surgery 6 to 8 weeks before you travel. There is nothing worse than coming to the doctor's surgery and go, I'm going to so-and-so tomorrow, I need my travel vaccines. First of all, GPs know nothing about travel vaccines. I know nothing about them. I don't do them. I can't tell you where you need what for. You need to speak to someone who's been trained in that as the practice nurse. Getting them the day before is no good because your immune system takes time to become immune to something, and you might get it the day before. You won't be immune for it when you travel tomorrow. So just be prepared.
Definitely Google visas and travel vaccines. I went to Kenya a while ago. I was going on holiday with my friend and her family. And I got to the airport and they went, oh, you need a visa for Kenya. And I had to go home.
Oh, it's not one of those you can quickly do.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, it was awful.
That is awful.
I did go like a day and a half later. It's fine. It's fine. And it was magic and I came back better. But don't just Google visas and vaccines.
Don't take your chances with vaccines. You do not want to get all the horrible things that you might get.
And some of those affect you for the rest of your life, so it's just really not worth it.
Yeah.
So, what we have learned. Google vaccines well in advance. Get yourself a fantastic holiday medical kit. Hair dry your mosquito bites. Give that a go. What was your brilliant tip?
Start taking your antihistamine a week before every day.
I mean, you're just going to have the best. And don't fry yourself. You really don't need to. If you need a tan, fake tan. Yeah. Just look after your beautiful, beautiful skin. And have the best time. And also, don't worry about, bikini body, all that rubbish. It's about memories. It's about fun. It's about watching that sunset with the people that make you laugh. Stay healthy. Just have like a wonderful, wonderful
sun, sea, and
break.
Sex.
Sun, sea, and sex.
Enjoy, babes.
Right, next is ChatGP. But first... This episode is brought to you by The Independent Pharmacy. We've all put off dealing with something really personal because sometimes getting an appointment just feels like too much effort. It's really tricky. The Independent Pharmacy fixes that.
They look after over 90 conditions, 1,200 treatments, including hair loss, weight loss, menopause, and skin conditions. There's a quick online consultation with a qualified clinician, and it's next day delivery.
Listeners get 15% off their first order. Use code NAN15, that's NAN15, at theindependentpharmacy.co.uk. Minimum spend applies. There's a link in the show notes.
Small changes every day make the biggest difference to our health. Linwood's milled organic flaxseed blends are high in omega-3, which helps maintain normal cholesterol levels.
But that's not all. These little seeds are also bursting with fibre, protein and other essential nutrients to help keep you feeling your best.
And the best part is you just have to add 2 tablespoons to your porridge, yogurt, cereal or smoothie, which is what I do in the morning, for an easy, nutritious addition to your morning routine.
Linwood's is available in all major supermarkets, health food stores and online at linwoodshealthfoods.com.
Make a better start every day with Linwood's, proud sponsors of the No Appointment Necessary podcast.
You can use the code NAN20, that's NAN20, to get 20% off all the Linwood's products on the website.
That excludes bundles and it is not available in conjunction with any other coupon codes.
Before we get back to the show with ChatGP, a quick word from our partners at Randox Health. Did you know that many chronic health conditions can develop silently for years before symptoms appear?
Randox Health's RanChip Insight 360 test analyzes more than 250 health data points across over 150 health conditions, helping you understand not just where your health is today, but where it's heading. With personalised insights, 6 monthly tracking, and an easy-to-use dashboard, it's designed to help you spot potential risks earlier and make smarter decisions about your health.
To find out more about RanChip Insight 360 and how it works, visit randoxhealth.com. They've also given our No Appointment Necessary community a special code. If you use NAN15, that's NAN15, you'll save 15% on your test.
Just head to randoxhealth.com.
Okay, so today's chat GP is very special. So Kate got in touch and she said, hello, I just want to say thank you to both for the episode on gut health. I've had blood in my stools for several months and I was too afraid to get it checked. I think so many people can relate to that. Amir being so reassuring about doctors seeing this often and not minding really helped. I've now been checked and piles found.
Oh,
Management is in place.
Great.
And I'm having some further tests just in case. I can't thank you enough for the weight that's taken off my mind. Keep up the great work.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you so
you
much.
for letting us know that.
Right.
Thank
And
you.
so good to
You're
know
welcome.
that you've got that checked out. But
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine that so many people see blood in their poo and just immediately fear the worst.
Yeah, and often it's not. Often it's not the worst, and also that embarrassment thing. It's just not a thing for us as clinicians. I can't tell you how many people's bums I have my finger up every week.
Right. And just it's
And it's just part of it.
you're like a mechanic and it's just part of your
it's just
engine.
part of it. Honestly, I don't even think of it.
I mean, I left something for ages and ages, and I literally, my entire life is about women's health.
Mm.
So I know that feeling of being scared.
Yeah.
And when I saw my GP, I burst into tears because she was like, why didn't you come soon? I was like, I don't really know. But I'd spent a year worrying about it.
Wow.
So I really understand, Kate. It's really scary
very
sometimes to
much
get
so.
yourself to the GP. But if anyone's listening and there's something worrying you, no matter how embarrassing you think it is, go and see your GP.
Yes. What I would always say is, know you're normal, get any abnormalities checked. So that applies to every part of your body, particularly your bowels. You know what's normal for you. Going 3 or 4 times a day might be normal for you. Going once a week might be normal for you. Both are normal. But if anything changes or looks and feels different, go and speak to your doctor.
That's all we've got time for. We hope you have the best holiday ever,
Yes.
full of health and happiness and lovely memories. We would love to hear from you. So while you're on holiday, why not email us?
Yeah.
Let us know if this has helped you. All of the details are in the show notes. Just search for No Appointment Necessary.
Yes. And I tell you what is a great travel companion when you are on a long haul flight. Previous episodes of No Appointment Necessary.
Right? And when you land, you'll get your PhD and
Yeah.
you can call yourself Dr. Susan.
You'll be expert. Thank you so much. See you next week. And remember, no appointment necessary.